All right, let's get back to it. Let's get back to it. There's Robbie Wartburg first in the ballpark and all that stuff. So we're going to wait for a few more people to come in. In the meantime, I thought about it today, and rather than trying to sacrifice a few teams, we're going to pare the next project down because we have Willie Keeler on 3 different teams right now. Jake Dalbert would be on 2 if we brought in the 1916 Brooklyn Robins. So some teams have to go. I want to keep it in an even number. Um, and what I would like to do is take this from 16 teams to maybe 10. And then we can remember those teams, and then we can do a different tournament down the line. So I think that's what we're going to do, and then we'll do a Ned McGreevy League if anybody tunes in, and if not, this will be a very, very short stream. There's Robbie Wartburg in the ballpark. Robbie doing a great job. I'm chomping on a energy bar right now, so anyhow, Robbie doing a good job with Diamond Mine Baseball version of the Ned McGreevy League. Hopefully, he promises in the next few days to get a lot of reports up there, and also try to figure out. He's going to send zip files so that I can see where the league was normalized, because there were huge, huge disparities between this one on Action PC and Diamond Mine Baseball, just to see where things are. Robbie did a great job. It's not about Robbie doing something wrong or not. I just want to see why, if there's anything we can see. With Babe Adams, for instance, leading the league in earned run average over people like Walter Johnson and Rube Waddell. Not to take anything away from Babe Adams, great pitcher. But over guys like Ed Walsh and Eddie Plank, and just something's not ringing right on that. And I want to see if it has to do with usage and things like that. But hopefully, some people will come in. If not, I'll just start cutting teams myself. The ones that I think should go. In fact, I'm probably going to do that now. There's a couple teams that can go right away. So I think we're going to do some team deletion here. And definitely the 1904 Highlanders are going away. So, okay, they're gone. Um, Keeler, I mean, it seems like everybody wants the 1894 Baltimore Orioles, so they're probably going to stay in. Um, but we have a problem with the Superbas. But if we bring in the 1916 Brooklyn Robins, then we have Jake Daubert on the 1919 Reds. So those are really the things, but we're just going to have to just knock out some teams. I'm thinking since Chicago is represented twice, I think the Hitless Wonders can go as well. So they're going to go. Because I did tell people I'd be coming on tonight, but hey, everybody busy, and I understand that. So the Hitless Wonders are going. All right, so we're at 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 12, 13. So we have 14 teams now. I'd like to bring it down to even 12. We can get rid of 2 more teams. That would be good, but these are some good teams that are left. Now, Philadelphia is represented twice, so we could take out the 15 Phillies, which Ken wanted to anyhow. But if we do, I think we're going to take out the 2 bottom teams, the Phillies and the Senators. We can always bring them back for another, and I think we'll be set. That was easy. Stream almost over. Cool. Unless folks come in. So 1915 Philadelphia is gone, and the 1912 Senators are gone. Cool. All right, so 5, 10, 12 teams, that is manageable. We don't have to worry about bye weeks or any of that happy horse shit. So how's Robbie Wartburg doing tonight anyhow? How you doing there, bud? Inquiring minds want to know. Alright, so let's clear these seatings again. Yeah, not cleaning. Ah, Robbie's busy with baseball for Windows. Alright, well, I'm going to go ahead and keep doing what I'm doing. And I'm going to start doing some matchups here. So, let me see. Let's try this. Top and bottom teams. I just wish this did this like out of the park baseball. Then I don't have to screw around with this. Yeah, so this is a bit clunky, to say the least. Well, it's giving New York a bye week. It's giving too many bye weeks here. But we might just go with this. Let me see. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, so I guess that's what we're going to have. So I don't know that I think Pittsburgh actually deserves a bye week. But let's play around with it. Pittsburgh. Chicago. Let's put Boston. That way we can reset these. New York. Throw Cincinnati in there. Just let it mix it up. Baltimore. Detroit. Philadelphia. We're just going to mix it all up again. I really, really, really prefer the way Out of the Park does it. It's just simple. Bam, and it's done. Just throw Providence into the mix. And let's get these Brooklyn Superbas. Although Brooklyn, yeah, we still have the Orioles. The Superbas might have to go. We still have a duplicate player in here. Unbelievable. But we do. Let me see. Do we have both Boston teams in? Yeah, we do. There's Baltimore. So that's it. We're at 12. We have 12 teams. 2, 3, 4, 7, 12. Now, can we set them? Oh, okay. Sorry. We don't want Baltimore in 2 brackets, that's for sure. Oh, yeah, I see that. So who am I missing? Who am I missing? Oh, Chicago White Stockings. Ah, how about that? That might just solve our problem. So in round 1, Baltimore and the Orioles, Braves, Superbas, and Grays get a bye on round 1. That works. Okay, well, thank you for everybody for tuning in. That's pretty much it. Pretty fun. Robbie's busy with baseball for Windows. Nobody else hanging out, so That's what we did. We knocked out some teams. Think we solved the problem. I'm hoping. I'm hoping. I'm hoping. Let's just look at batting here really quickly before we sign off. And I guess I'm going to play some baseball offline. Let me see. Yeah, so we have Keeler. Keeler is the problem child because he's with Brooklyn and Baltimore. The problem is, again, is the Reds, not a very strong team in the first couple decades of the 20th century. So that makes it tough. That makes it tough. Hmm. Well, it is what it is. If Willie Keeler faces Willie Keeler, I guess that's where it's going to be. Consarn it. Let me look at baseball reference. There's got to be an answer to this. Hmm. There has to be an answer to this. Let's look at Cleveland. Did they have anything good before 1920? Back in time, back in time, back in time. Well, we got the 1912 Naps that finished second. Or no, that's ties. There's their finish. Ugh, dreadful. We could go with the 1908 Cleveland and take out the Brooklyn Superbas, I suppose, because Cleveland's not in here. Oh, but they finished, what, second? Record of 90 and 64. Let's bring in the. Do I have 1908 installed? I doubt it. This is when we need groupthink. Let's see who's on the. Well, we know Nap Lajoie, one of them. So Chas, Lajoie, Rhodes, Stovall, Bradley, Hinchman, Clark. All right, so somebody's got to go here. Yeah, so Ken, what I did, because Robbie's very busy with baseball for Windows, is I just did some thinking myself. So I deleted a few teams. We can bring them back in another tournament. So the 1912 Senators are gone. Um, I took out the 1904 Highlanders to take care of Willie Keeler, and I wanted to keep this an even number. So I also took out the 1915 Philadelphia Phillies. You had suggested about knocking them out before, anyhow. So we're down to 12 teams, but I could solve the Keeler problem by bringing in a Cleveland team. The best one I can find prior to 1920 would be the 1908 Cleveland Naps. Um, and I don't see Lajoie on here, so that might be the way to do it. Um, we can't bring in the 1916 Robins because then the 1919 Reds would have to go. That's the problem with some of these teams, right? So as I said last night with Pittsburgh, Chicago, and New York in the National League, it's a no-brainer. It's real simple. You're not going to get player duplication on the first three dynasties in baseball, if you will. But when you get to teams like Cincinnati, St. Louis, what have you, it gets to be really hard because their winning seasons come after this era. There's Aaron Reed. So we still do have the Keeler problem, and if we want to solve the Keeler problem, either Brooklyn or Baltimore has to go. It's the only way to solve this problem and put in the Naps. And I know that there's lots of love for the 1899 Superbas and the 1894 Orioles. And I'm kind of at a kind of standstill here. How about bringing in a Federal League team? We could try Federal League. Actually, that's a real good idea. Still, somebody has to go though. So the question first, Ken, and I'm just gonna address this at Ken. No insult, Robbie, to you at all, but obviously Ken, um, knowing a lot more about early baseball, you're learning. Ken, that's a good idea. I hadn't thought about that. But we still need to decide, Ken, who should go, the 1894 Orioles or the 1899 Brooklyn Dodgers. One of them has to go to take care of the Keeler issue. The only other thing I'm sort of worried about with 1914 Federal League, let's check it out. So the Whales, 1914, 1915. Let's see, because if we get any player duplicate, because we're working in such a small window here, right? That's what's causing the bloody problem. All right, so Chi Feds. Let's see, who do we have? So Hendricks, Wilson, Zwilling, Wicklund, Joe Tinker. Can't do it. Can't bring in Chicago, unfortunately. Let's see. Um, oh my God, stop with the ads. What about who's on? Let's see, the Indianapolis Hoosiers, which Robbie would know about them because I know he's been playing them in 1914. All right, who's in here? Falkenberg, Benny Koff. Oh shit, McKechnie. But I don't think McKechnie is on the 1909 Pirates. I don't think. We may have a candidate. We may have a candidate. Let's see. Mullen, but Mullen was a Tiger in 1907, I think. What a yep. We can't do that either. Shit. That's a great idea, but we're still running into that player duplication problem. All right, so we'll keep the Orioles and we'll drop the Superbas, but that doesn't mean they're gone. We'll just do another tournament. All right, so thank you, Ken. So let's go to team and delete teams. And Brooklyn, we will visit you another time. All right. Now, let me see if I have 1908 installed, and if we do, we'll go with the 1908 Cleveland Naps, because I don't see any other way to do it. Because if we bring in the Brooklyn Robins, then the Cincinnati Reds have to go, and I don't think we want that. I did take out the hitless wonder Chicago White Sox, so we actually could. No, we can't bring in the 1917 White Sox because of the 1911 A's. All right, so let me see if I have 1908 installed. I don't think I do. I know it's a sin, but 1904. Nope. That's all right. I'll just install 1908. It didn't have Keeler, Robbie, but it had it had George Mullen, who is also with the 1907 Tigers. So that's not going to work. The Keeler problem is now solved because we got rid of the Highlanders and the Superbas, and that left the Baltimore Orioles in. But we need one more team because I'd like to keep this even. So Keeler is solved. Keeler retired long before the Federal League, so we're good there. So we're going to bring in the Cleveland Naps. I shall install 1908, and hopefully that's all we have to do. And what a great season was 1908. We might even be able to pick somebody else from 1908 too. Let's see. Well, obviously we can't pick the Tigers. So Cleveland was just a half game back of Detroit. Um, we can't bring in the Chicago. St. Louis Browns did pretty well. Who's on the Browns roster? So there's Bobby Wallace. Let's look at pitchers. Nope, Rube Waddell can't do it. All right. So let's go to Cleveland. I know I'm being super picky about this, but so there's Lajoie, Bradley, Stovall, Clark, Hinchman, um, Hickman. So Robbie, the naming convention in Federal League, they had an official name and a sort of non-official name. So the Chi Feds, the Chi Feds were the Chicago Whales, if that makes any sense at all. But they were also referred to as the Chi Feds, and you had different, right? The naming convention in the Federal League was a little bit different. Um, so I think we're going to go with the 1908 Cleveland Indians, a half game back at Detroit. So they will come in. Cool. I hope this works. I hope this works. Then we'll get to see Nap Legend. We have all these damn seasons installed, and it's like, I'm not going to play them because I don't do season replays. That's so funny. All right. Let's go back to whatever we're calling this thing. Oh, yeah, the Dead Ball Tournament. And let's go to rosters and teams, import. I'm looking for 1908. Cleveland. And import. Yes. And exit and exit. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 12. Okay, now we're going to exit this, and let me see if we see any. I think we got it, except for outliers. But we're looking at batting leaders. I'm not seeing any duplication there, and I'm not seeing any duplication with pitchers either. I think we did it. I think we did it. Thank you, Cleveland, for having a good team. Nice. All right. Okay. I guess you don't want to update. I'll figure it out later. What do you think? Um, yeah, Robbie, it is. So what do you think, Ken? Does that work for you? I hope it does. Oh, okay, so I have to do it as both. I see what I'm doing wrong. I sees what I'm doing wrong. That should fix it. There we go. Nice. Aaron Reed says his girlfriend helped him set up a game of old-time baseball today. Video possibly coming soon. All right, good. Yeah, I think it is too. And I mean, I didn't realize that Cleveland was only a half game back of Detroit in 1908, so pretty good team. And then the other guys we get later. All right, now we set up the playoff bracket again. So clear. All right. And okay. So Robbie, Saber. So you say that it's interesting that there were guys that played in Major League Baseball that went to play in the Federal League. Why do you say that's interesting? The Federal League was not a minor league. It was a major league. So guys jumped. They got better offers, right? So just a little baseball history, right? So throughout baseball, you always had these contenders, right? So in the 19th century, the National League was the big one, okay? But then you had its biggest competitor in the 19th century was the American Association. So they came in. So, for example, admission to ballparks in the National League was 50 cents. That was a lot of money back then. They didn't play Sunday baseball. They didn't allow liquor, didn't allow beer, anything like that. The American Association, 25 cents admission, played um, played on Sundays, um, because they were very careful to pick Sundays or cities that would allow baseball on Sunday. At one time, that was a taboo thing. It was a rougher league, certainly, right? But then you had other people trying to kind of usurp as well. You had the Union Association in 1884. You had the Players League in 1890. And then you had the Western League that became the American League. So the Federal League was a major league. It's recognized as such. So, um, so Robbie's already off on another tangent. Anyhow, there's a little baseball for you, Robbie. Hopefully you hit up your Saber, buddy. Hit up Saber, man. You're a smart guy. And D Scott Howard says, "What are we up to?" I'm just trying to finalize a new project that's going to happen after Ned McGreevy is over. And this is picking up still 8 teams, which is really, really weird. I didn't want this to be this way. I wonder if I can, let me see, playoff game, because I want to reorganize this. All right, so we're just going to go down the line. Chicago, or just going to pick them this way and let it seed everything. Detroit, Cleveland, Pittsburgh. I'm not worrying about win-loss records. I'm just putting them in this way. Boston, the other Boston. Cincinnati from Porkopolis. Providence, the 1885 Chicago squad, and the 1894 Baltimore Orioles. Now, I don't know how this is going to do this setup with two different leagues. Unfortunately, the way this is set up here, because we just picked these teams. Wait, let me exit this. I'm going to move some teams around and yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're going to move some teams. This is going to be beautiful once we get it done. Team, move teams. All right, so let me see. What do we have here? I need to move 4 teams, or I need to move 2 teams. Shit, what do I have here? 12 teams. All right, so I have 8 and 4. So let's move Boston, and we'll move Philadelphia. And are we even? Are we even, Steven? We are even, Steven. There we go. Now we're getting it. All right. Now, let's reset our seedings again. And see if this is going to behave itself. All right, so let's do it like this. Now that I have these set into 2 divisions. First division, let's clear the seedings. Really wish this did this like Allen Park baseball. I'm just going to follow it all the way down. Okay, Chicago, Providence, 1894 Baltimore, 1912 Red Sox, 1911 A's, 1907 Tigers. All right, that's that one. Now we get on to this one. 1909 Pirates. 1907 Cubbies. 1904 Giants. Where'd you guys go? There you are. 1919 Reds. 1914 Braves. And the 1908 Cleveland Naps. Okay, set pairings. There we go. That looks a little better. So we do have four teams that won't be playing in the first round, though, interestingly enough. And as expected, these are the top teams. So Chicago, Providence, Pittsburgh, and the Cubbies won't play until round two. So, but we got good pairings. So the 1907 Tigers and 1894 Baltimore Orioles play in round one. The Philadelphia A's of 1911, the 1912 Red Sox, the 1908 Cleveland Naps, the 1904 Giants, and the 1914 Braves, and the 1919 Reds. Well, that's ready to rock, man. Cool. Nice. So that 1911 A's and 1912 Boston Red Sox, that is going to be brilliant. All right. So, done. And let me see. What time is it? Got a little bit of time. See what the cognoscenti might be into here. Whether we should do a game or just have a little chin wag for a while or just call it a stream. Been here for about half hour. It's up to you guys. Or I can just go off and Robbie can do a baseball for Windows game. So we have three choices. All right. Well, anyhow, cousin, thank you for helping me solve the duplicate player problem. I think we've got it. Just going by these league leaders. Again, there's probably going to be an outlier player, but if it happens, it happens. I just didn't want any of the big, the usual suspects facing each other. We can also just do an exhibition between two of these teams here. It would be kind of fun. I'm pretty much up for anything. Ah, there we go. Ken Castro says shameless plug. It's never, it's never, it's always good that you do it. His new Substack piece just came out. Take a look if you so desire. I definitely do desire. Well, let's see. I worked today, then I worked for 3 hours doing more design and stuff like that on my girlfriend's business website, and jumped into this. So I'm good for a couple more hours until I have to crash. Oh, probably nobody heard that. Sorry. So yep, did an 8-hour day, then 3 more hours working on more design elements for my girlfriend's website. She has an online store. She sells things in addition to being a nurse. She's an entrepreneur. And then jumped into this, so I'm good for a little while longer yet. Pretty good stamina here, so. No, 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 no. I'm good. Are you kidding me? I can't. If I would try to go to sleep now, I'm one of those people that can't. I can't do 9 hours of sleep or 10 hours of sleep. Anything over 7 hours, man, and I can't believe it or not. Like 7 hours is tops I can sleep or I can't function. Days off, I'll crash in the afternoon for like an hour or two, but um, yeah. So I'm good. I'm good, man. I'm good. I just want to know what we should do. I'm pretty much up for anything. We can play our enough sets in an all-star game. We can do another McGreevy League. We can play an exhibition between these two, or have Robbie Wartburg do a baseball for Windows game. That's what she said on the stamina. Let's look at what's shaking out in the McGreevy League here. We can always switch around. So, as you all know, Manchester has locked it up as far as home team advantage in the three-game World Series. We still have, though, a three-way tie for third with Philadelphia, Providence, and Bellingham that has to be settled. And Saint or Cleveland. So if we forget Manchester, which is already done it, right? So we have Cleveland, 2 games behind Cleveland's Philadelphia, Providence, and Bellingham, right? And then 3 games is Butler, and then Liverpool really is 4 games back, but Liverpool's out of it. As we have 5 games to go, so there's no way Liverpool is gonna do it. Butler is so any game. Um, we could do Arsenal Providence if Ken is up to doing a little bit of managing. We could do our game tonight. Could be our feature game. Could be Arsenal Providence. Oh wow, that sucks, Aaron. He says bad news about the clutch hitter Pittsburgh run. He's going to have to start over because every time he tries to do a save state, it crashes RetroArch. It just started doing it today. All right, so Arsenal with a chance here to play some spoiler baseball. Providence and Arsenal. That's what we will do. Providence is the home team. Let's play it. And then we'll just auto play the other stuff. All right, let's play. And let me fix my sound settings so that you guys get game sound and I get game sound and with no echo. All right. Arsenal will be sending Dave Faust to the mound. And Ken will be right back, so we'll just hang in for a few minutes. We'll go ahead and bring up the lineup. And then if Ken wants to make any changes, he can. All right, welcome back. Let's look at your rotation. Looking good. Just want to look at your pitchers, see if they're rested. We certainly hope so. Looks like everybody's doing all right. No, actually, Ken, you still have guys in short rest. You have George Mullen and George Bradley are the 2 pitchers um, that are on short rest. Oh, Robbie, that's up to you. Whatever you want to do is fine, is cool. So I don't know what you want to do here, Ken, if you want to pitch somebody on short rest or if you want to go with either Bradley or Mullen. So your lineup looks pretty good. It's usually the way you like it. Mullen, all right. 19 and 16 on the year. All right. I'll leave your lineup here, Ken, so you can look at it and see if there's any changes you want to make. As D. Scott Howard is singing some Welcome Back, Cotter. You want to see your roster for your batters? Yep, there you go. And forget Fielder Jones. I don't know what the hell he's doing on your team, but he's got to go. We're going to make him inactive. There, so he's deactivated. Don't know how that happened, but Fielder Jones is on another team, and I thought we traded him away. Yep, John Sebastian. And who also, the Lovin' Spoonful also did Summer in the City, back of my neck getting burned pretty. Yep, good stuff. Dunlap for McPhee, so Dunlap will go in tonight and play. And Bid McPhee is out. Okay. And then I don't know where you want people, or if you want Dunlap batting sixth or lower or higher. We'll switch up your lineup, and then we'll go ahead and jump into it. So Bat Ewing sixth and Dunlop seventh. Okay, easy enough. Get these been wearing my boots all day here. Don't need them on now. Don't need to wear boots to play baseball. So, okay, it's a big game. It is a big game. And let's get to the ballpark, and we're going to set this back to replay stats. All right, welcome to the ballpark and another night of Ned McGreevy baseball. And Huntington Avenue Grounds will be hosting the contest today between Arsenal and Providence. Dave Fouts will start for the Arsenal Red Devils, and he's 26 starts in the year and 10-16 with an earned run average of 4.48. This will be his third start against Providence, and he's 1-2 against them with a 5.63 earned run average. And he'll be opposed by George Mullen. And Mullen has made 15 starts in the year for Providence. He's 4-8 with an ERA of 3.35. This will be his second start against Arsenal. 65 degrees here on 17 September, 1900. Wind speed 4 miles per hour, right to left. So gentle breeze and a sunny day.
Play ball!
All right. Leading off here for Arsenal is the Flying Dutchman, Hannes Wagner, hitting .270 in the season, 3 home runs and 31 runs batted in. And thanks for coming in tonight. Appreciate you guys very, 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 very much. Mullen sets and delivers the 0-1 to Wagner. Wagner gets the bunt down. Mullen onto Dunlap, covering to retire the Flying Dutchman. One away. Pie Trainer. So we're going to see a couple players on the Arsenal side filling out this roster. We won't be seeing 1920s players after this one for a while. But Pie Trainer hitting .211 with 15 home runs. George Mullen fires it in. The 0-2 delivery to Trainer. And Trainer base hit into left field. Kelly up with a Trainer rounding first. So base hit for Arsenal with 1 down and Trainer aboard. Trainer with 4 steals. Mickey Cochran now, 252, 36 runs batted in. George Mullen looking for the double play ball here. The 0-1 pitch to Cochran. Swung on, fly ball to right field. Keeler back and to his right will make the catch. Trainer will get back to first. 2 down. I am interested in doing something 1920s, 1930s down the line. Irish Musil now. 294, 2 homers, 19 ribbies for him. George Mullen kicks and fires 0-2 to Musil. And Trainer was on the move there. Elberfeld up with it to Dunlap to retire Trainer and Arsenal. So for the Arsenal Red Devils, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the first. Arsenal nothing, and Providence coming to bat. Leading it off here, Slide and Billy Hamilton hitting 273 with 7 runs batted in. Dave Fouts ready to deal now as Cochran sets up the target. And nothing coming from Providence, so I'm assuming this is a hit away. And let me check here, make sure we're all caught up. Yes, we are. Here's Fouts' delivery to Slide and Billy, the 2-1. Hamilton swings, chops this one to short. Wagner to his right. This is going to be a very, very close play. Billy Hamilton beats it out. Infield hit for Slide and Billy. Runner aboard for Providence now. And here's Wee Willie Keeler. Keeler in the season, 280, a home run, 53 runs batted in. And Ken Castro calling for the steal. Cochran behind the dish, ready to receive from Dave Fouts. Here is the wind. There goes Hamilton. Cochran up with it to throw down. And Billy Hamilton picks up the steal, number 31. Keeler back in the box. The 1-0 delivery. There was no way they were going to get Hamilton. Hamilton was off to the races. The delivery to Wee Willie Keeler. Oh, and the glove went up a little bit too late, and Wee Willie Keeler goes down on strikes. I'm going to have to slow for each batter for Ken. So Joe Kelly comes in because of the lag here on YouTube. Joe Kelly hitting 238, a home run, 41 runs batted in. The glove goes up. Hamilton in scoring position, a run and hit being called by manager Ken Castro. Dave Fouts has recorded a strikeout. Delivers. There goes Hamilton. The throw down. Trainer with the tag. Slide and Billy picking up his 32nd steal. Providence looking to create its first run here in the bottom of the first. Hamilton just 90 feet away. Kelly back in the box. And again, we'll wait. Hit away. John McGraw on deck, 1 down. Fouts delivers to Joe Kelly, the 0-1. Grounded to short. Wagner has it. There's an 86% chance that Hamilton would be safe if you send him. So we'll see what Cousin Ken wants to do here. I'm not going to assume anything. All right, send. And Hamilton will come home. Wagner throws across to first. In time to Wally Pipp to retire Joe Kelly. And Providence picks up a run. It is 1-0. And here's John McGraw batting with the bases empty and 2 away. Fouts has the sign from Mickey Cochran. Here's the delivery. Full count on McGraw. McGraw, base hit into left field. Irish Musil up with it. Gets it back into Wagner. And Hal Chase steps into the box now, hitting 264. 6 home runs, 53 runs batted in. John McGraw, 51 steals. Stolen base. McGraw, good lead off of first. Fouts checks the runner. Comes home with it. And there goes McGraw. Cochran throws down. The tag not in time. John McGraw has his 52nd steal of the season. Potential second run for Providence in scoring position as Hal Chase steps back in the box. The count 0-1 on him. run and hit. Dave Fouts, the 0-1 delivery, throws back. McGraw not falling for it. Fouts ready to deal again. Here is the pitch. McGraw on the move. Cochran's throw to Trainer. And John McGraw caught stealing on a very, very, very close play. A little late call there by the umpire, but one Providence run, 2 hits, no errors. Nobody left thanks to the caught stealing. And 1 in the books here at Huntington Avenue grounds. It's Liberty Tree 1 and the Red Devils nothing. Arsenal will send up Wally Pipp, Frank Laporte, and Grover Gilmore. Wally Pipp hitting 199, 8 runs batted in. George Mullen ready to work now to him. Here is the wind and the 3-1 to Pipp. Pipp lays off and draws the walk. So a base runner for Arsenal. Pipp with 2 steals in the season. Frank Laporte hitting 220, a home run and 46 runs batted in. Will step in, and there's Frank looking rather stern over there on the left-hand side of your viewing area. Pipp, a rather conservative lead off first. Mullen winds and fires. And Pipp gets the bunt down. Chase has it. He's going to go to second, and they will cut down Wally Pipp. So fielder's choice, and Pipp is aboard. Frank Laporte with 11 steals in the season. And here's Grover Gilmore, one of the highlights other than the Hall of Famers on this team. Gilmore hitting 296 with 55 runs batted in. Capacity crowd here today at Huntington Avenue grounds to see the Providence 9. Assuming we're going to still pitch aggressively here. Laporte on the year has 11 steals. George Mullen into his motion. Delivers. Oh, and this one, a swing and a miss for strike 1. They were looking for Laporte to steal. Gilmore had nothing to swing at, so it looked like Arsenal may have attempted a hit and run here. 0-1 delivery now to Gilmore. Gilmore swings, chopper to third. McGraw up with it to Dunlap on the pivot to Hal Chase, and inning over. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. We go to the bottom of the second. Providence 1, Arsenal nothing. Hal Chase, Buck Ewing, and Fred Dunlap due up for Providence, the number 5, 6, 7 hitters. Hal Chase hitting 264, 6 home runs, 53 runs batted in. PQ River says, aha, baseball. Again, that's pretty much the only thing you're ever going to see on here, PQ River. The other channel I'm starting is going to be everything else. No baseball on the other channel except one game. There will be one baseball game played on there that will be played here too, and that's Super Mega Baseball. And I'm sorry, 2 of them, MLB The Show eventually. But other than that, this is all baseball. All right, infield in at the corners. Wally Pipp in at first, Trainer in at third for Hal Chase. Leading it off here. And the delivery from Fouts to Chase, the 1-0. Chase swings, popped on the infield. Wagner and Laporte converging, but Wagner waving off Frank Laporte, and they're going to listen to Wagner, making the put out. 1 up, 1 down for catcher Buck Ewing. 247 for Ewing, 9 home runs, 66 ribbies for him. Ewing bats from the right. The delivery from Fouts, the 0-2 to Ewing. Ewing swings, comebacker to Fouts. Nice play off the hill onto Wally Pipp for the 1-3 putout, and 2 away for second baseman Fred Dunlap, hitting just 191 with a run batted in. Cochran sets the target. Fouts with the 1-1 delivery, curveball to Dunlap. Solid base hit into left field. Irish Musial up with it, gets it back into Wagner. So for Fred Dunlap on the year, projected to steal 6, has stolen 2. And here is Kid Elberfeld. 218 average, a home run, 48 runs batted in for him. 2 down, bottom of the second, 1-0 Providence lead. Fouts brings her home. Oh, sorry, Ken. And Elberfeld gets the walk, so I guess we're okay. So the hit and run kind of worked at courtesy of Dave Fouts missing. And here is George Mullen batting with 2 down. We'll let Ken, we'll see what Ken wants to do here. With 2 outs and the pitcher up. Hit away. Gotcha. Sliding Billy Hamilton waits on deck. Fouts delivers the pitch. Mullen, first pitch swinging. And this one, base hit, extra bases into right field. This is going to score at least Fred Dunlap. Elberfeld coming around second. Dunlap in to score. Elberfeld coming around third. And a 2 RBI double. Mullen is going for 3. The throw from Laporte, the cutoff man to Trainer. And George Mullen picks up the 2 RBI triple, 3-0 Providence. And we're back at the top of the order. Once again, Ken Castro playing some aggressive baseball. And here is Billy Hamilton. Billy Hamilton has stolen second and stolen third as the glove goes up. Bunt for hit on 2 outs. All right, here we go. Fouts brings it home from the stretch and the 0-1. Hamilton bunts this one foul. Third base side, count 0-2. I'm guessing a hit away here with 2 strikes. But you never know with Ken Castro. Hit away, Bunky. Ha ha ha. You're a funny guy. Do I amuse you? I'm funny how? Funny, like I make you laugh? Joe Pesci, by the way, in that movie, ad-libbing that entire thing, Scorsese said just go with it. Good stuff. One of the great scenes of Goodfellas. Great movie. Fouts from the stretch to Sliding Billy. Hamilton swings, base hit, left field, and he's going to pick up an RBI as Mullen comes in to score. Hamilton aboard with 2 down, 3 in for Providence. Wee Willie Keeler now, 0 for 1. Keeler struck out in the first. Stolen base. Fouts checks the runner. Hamilton at first. Here's the pitch. Hamilton on his way to second. And stolen base, number 33. 3 steals for Billy Hamilton. And cousin Ken Castro going after Keeler and Wagner to try to get Hamilton to lead. Had we known, of course, you had a little spell there, cousin Ken, where you weren't around for a while, but we would have let you manage all the games you wanted, at least the home games. All right, so Keeler back in the box in the 1-0 delivery. I am not going to do anything. Do it again. All right, here we go. Gutsy play with 2 down. Hamilton an aggressive lead at second. Fouts peers over his right shoulder, checks the runner, has the sign from Cochran. Here's a delivery. There goes Billy. Cochran throws down to third. Trainer has it, the tag, and Billy Hamilton caught stealing to end the inning. But Providence picks up 3 runs, 3 hits, no errors, nobody left. 2 in the books here in Huntington Avenue grounds as Providence 4, Arsenal 0. And Dave Fultz will lead it off. He'll be followed by Dave Fouts, and then back at the top of the order, Hannes Wagner. Dave Fultz hitting .206, center fielder. 36 runs batted in for him. Mullen winds and fires the 1-1 pitch. Fultz chops this one to second. Fred Dunlap up with it. Easy play onto Hal Chase for out number 1 here in the third. Now pitcher Dave Fouts hitting .249, 2 home runs, 39 runs batted in. Mullen has the sign. Here is the 0-2 delivery, and Fouts swing and a miss. Strike 3. George Mullen picks up strikeout number 1. 2 down, and we're back at the top of the order on the Flying Dutchman. Hannes Wagner, nothing for 1 in the game. He bunted back to Mullen in the first. Mullen brings it home to Wagner, the 3-0. Wagner lays off, draws the walk. So Mullen has walked 2 in this game, struck out 1, and Wagner has himself 56 steals in a season. So he and Keeler, I believe it's Willie Keeler, are tied for steals. George Mullen ready to deal now to Pie Trainer. 2 down. Trainer singled back in the first. 4-0 is your score. Mullen brings it, and Ken Castro. There's the throw down, and they're going to get the Flying Dutchman. So side retired. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the bottom of the third. It's Providence 4, Arsenal nothing. Ken calling the pitch out, and guess what? The AI did it for you. So it worked out just fine. Keeler in the box because Billy Hamilton caught stealing third last inning. Hamilton with 3 steals. It'll be Keeler, Kelly, and McGraw due up for Liberty Tree here in the bottom of the third inning. Keeler is nothing for 1. He struck out. We'll wait for a sign from cousin Ken Castro. All right, gotcha, cousin. Here is the 0-2 to Keeler. Keeler swings, come back to the mound, but Dave Fouts can do nothing except wonder why he made the error. So E1, that's the 16th error the year for Dave Fouts, and that brings up Joe Kelly, nothing for 1. Keeler, this is going to be a steal. Yep. All right, Kelly, nothing for 1 in the game. When he grounded short back in the first, he scored sliding Billy Hamilton. Keeler, good lead off first. The delivery from Fouts to Kelly. There goes Keeler, the throw down, and when the dust settles, Wee Willie Keeler now tied with Hannes Wagner for steals. That's number 56 to lead the league. Joe Kelly back in the box, and the 0-1 count on him. Kelly digs in on the right-hand side. This Providence team is very, 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 very fast. Hit away. All right. Fouts works now to Kelly. And Kelly, that was a late called third strike. That was a borderline strike. Joe Kelly wanted the call. The umpire warning him. Kelly goes back to the bench. 1 down for Little Napoleon, John McGraw. Singled back in the first. Keeler in scoring position for Providence. Potential run number 5. Providence trying to fight and claw its way toward the Cleveland Spiders. All right, hit away. McGraw cuts on this one. Chopped down the first base line. And Wally Pipp not able to make the throw on the play. Keeler advances to third. So McGraw at first, Keeler at third, 1 out for Prince Howe Chase. They're looking for Chase to bunt with 1 out. Interesting strategy by Arsenal. Rather than trying for the double play, they're going to try to stop the bunt. Chase popped a short back in the second. And Providence calling for the hit and run. McGraw with 52 steals in a season. You can't ask for crazier speed on the base paths right now than what Providence had. This team built on speed and bunting ability. Fouts from the stretch in the 0-1 to Howe Chase. There goes McGraw, the throw down, and this one, this is a weird one. So it kind of bounces off the mound, and by the time Laporte gets to it, McGraw is safe. Two in scoring position, so that was a rather unfortunate play. A little skipper off the slab there, but somehow did manage to make it to Frank Laporte. So the count 0-2 on Hal Chase. And Cousin Ken calling for a hit away here. Okay, I thought that was a hit and run for a second. All right. Fouts from the stretch and the 0-2 delivery to Prince Hal. And Chase sends this deep to left. This will be deep enough to score Willie Keeler. And Irish Musil making the play in left. Run number 5 in for Providence. So 2 down, John McGraw in scoring position for Buck Ewing, who is nothing for 1. He grounded back to Fouts in the second inning. So right now, George Mullen working on a one-hitter. All right. Ken, so you don't have to do a lot of typing. If you just want to hit away, you just type H. That'll be fine. Unless you have a whole copy-paste thing set up. Just trying to save you some typing there, my friend. Fouts works now to Buck Ewing, the 0-2. Ewing swings, grounder to second, Laporte up with it. Textbook 4-3 put out to retire the side. But another Providence run, a one hit, one error, one left. We go to the top of the fourth. It's Providence 5, Arsenal nothing. A due up by Trainer Mickey Cochran and Irish Musil. Third baseman Trainer singled back in the first. George Mullen thus far has struck out 1, walked 2, and Arsenal has managed just 1 hit off of George Mullen. Mullen's delivery, Trainer swings, and that's another single for Trainer as Hamilton and Keeler converge, but Hamilton will get to the ball, getting it back into Fred Dunlap. So Trainer aboard. Trainer has stolen 4, projected to steal 12. And here's Black Mike Mickey Cochran. He gave it a ride to deep right center back in the first. George Mullen sets and fires. Cochran swinging on the first pitch. Grounder to third. McGraw up with it. He'll go to Dunlap. Dunlap on the pivot to Hal Chase. And quickly 2 down. So George Mullen so far as we enter the middle innings pitching a fine ball game. The 2 hits against him by Pie Trainer, the only Arsenal Red Devil seeing Mullen clearly at this point. Irish Musil grounded to short back in the first. Here is Mullen's 1-0 delivery. Musil swings, chopped to short. Kid Elberfeld up with it. Plenty of time on to Hal Chase. The 6-3 put out to retire the side. So Arsenal comes up empty. We go to the bottom of the fourth. It is 5-0. Fred Dunlap, Kid Elberfeld, and George Mullen due up. Dunlap is 1 for 1. Providence with 6 hits in this game. Dunlap singled back in the second. Fouts brings it home to Dunlap, the 1-1. Liner right to Hannes Wagner, a leaping grab by the Flying Dutchman, 1 away. Elberfeld now back in the box. And Elberfeld, there he is, the man who'd like to throw dishes on the floor to attract waiters. What a cool story that one is, huh? All right. Base is empty. Fouts delivers the 1 out, 2-2 pitch. Cut on. Chopper to third. Trainer in on it. And Trainer making the long throw across the diamond, and Elberfeld beats it out. Base hit number 7. Infield single by Kid Elberfeld. And here's George Mullen. We'll see what Cousin Ken calls for. And in the meantime, George Elberfeld, or Kid Elberfeld, has stolen 23. Infield looking bunt from Mullen. Waiting for the vendors to get underneath the press box here. George Mullen is 1 for 1 in the game. He had a triple back in the second, scoring Dunlap and Elberfeld. Seeing nothing from Providence, so we're going to let the computer play it out. Fouts delivers the 1-2 pitch to George Mullen. Mullen swings, fly ball to center, and Dave Fultz under it. He'll make the catch, and Elberfeld back. Waited for you, Cousin Ken. I don't know how much of a lag we're dealing with, but that was a good 15 seconds, my friend. Billy Hamilton now in there. He is 2 for 2 and 3 steals today. And an RBI single back in the second, scoring George Mullen. 2 away, Elberfeld at first. The 0-1 to Billy Hamilton. And Hamilton, base hit to right field. Fultz up with an Elberfeld rounding second as Fultz gets to the ball, and Hamilton is safe. So Wagner's tag just a little bit late. 2 in scoring position for Providence. Hey, no worry, cousin. You're the inspiration for this league. All right, here is Willie Keeler. He is nothing for 2. Hit away. Fouts from the stretch in the 1-2 to Keeler. Cut on, chopper back up the middle, and Wagner has it on to Wally Pipp. Side retired. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 left. And we go to the top of the 5th inning. It's 5-0 Providence. Due up, Wally Pipp, Frank Laporte, and Grover Gilmore. I keep looking over here and thinking in this Providence team, where's Jake Dalbert? Where's, whatever. So many players that we did not pick that we will at least see in an upcoming project. Wally Pipp walked back in the second. Mullen with the 1-0 delivery. Pipp swings. Grounder to Elberfeld. Elberfeld with plenty of time on to Hal Chase. And Hal Chase cannot dig this one out. So Elberfeld, big error there, 39. And Arsenal with a runner in scoring position in this 5-0 game. Nobody out. Frank Laporte is nothing for 1. Sacrifice back in the second. Or no, I'm sorry, he bunted out at first and forcing Pipp at second. My bad. Mullen brings it home, the 0-2 to Frank Laporte, and in there at the knees, and that is the second strikeout for George Mullen to accompany the 2 walks. Pipp remains in scoring position at second for Grover Gilmore, who grounded to third, grounded into a double play. Mullen brings home the full count, and that one a called strike 3. So 2 strikeouts by George Mullen. And he's up to 3 now. And that brings up Dave Fultz, the center fielder. Fultz is 1 for 1 in the game, or 0 for 1 in the game. He's grounded to second. Mullen with the 1-1. Fultz delivers, and chopper to Dunlap. Hurries his throw onto Chase, but in time. Side retired, no runs, no hits, 1 error, 1 left. Bottom of the 5th, it's 5-0 Providence. Providence will send up Joe Kelly, John McGraw, and Hal Chase. Joe Kelly, nothing in 2 attempts, but an RBI back in the first, scoring Slide Billy, and a nice manufactured run by Providence Liberty Tree. Five watching tonight. That's very good. Kelly waits for the Fouts delivery. The 0-2. Kelly swings, and this one fouled on the right-hand side. Pipp will run out of real estate here. So not a lot of foul territory here at Huntington Avenue grounds, but absolutely, it's almost like a Midwest prairie out there. Huge, huge outfield. Big ballpark. Kelly back in now, and here is the 0-2 delivery from Fouts. Kelly swings, fly ball to center. Fultz going back on it, and he will make the catch. And we should look at some of these Arsenal players. So there's Dave Fultz, and there's Dave Fouts. They look nothing alike. How about it? Grover Gilmore out there. Irish Musial, of course, a player from the 1920s. A superb player, by the way. Mickey Cochran, also not a dead baller, but in there. Wally Pipp. All right. Wally Pipp did. He's a dead baller 1920s guy. John McGraw is 2 for 2 with 2 steals. Infield single back in the third. Fouts brings it now, the 2-1 to John McGraw. McGraw swings, base hit. So McGraw 3 for 3, having an excellent day for Liberty Tree. And they have 1 on, 1 out for Prince Hal Chase. Chasing the game. Sacrifice back in the third, scoring Wee Willie Keeler. Glove going up, hit and run. Fouts brings it, and McGraw's off to the races, and Hal Chase gets a piece of this one, but this is going to get into foul territory. Trainer giving chase, but it's out of play. Count 0-2 on Hal Chase. Okay, hit and run again. The 0-2 delivery. There goes McGraw. Cochran throws down. Laporte's tag. And John McGraw at 54 steals. Potential 6th run in scoring position now for Liberty Tree. Chase back in the box. Wondering where Robbie Wartburg is. Hopefully he's watching his team and can remember he can make defensive substitutions and such. Haven't heard from Robbie for a while though. He says he's doing some stuff with Baseball for Windows. Fouts brings it to Hal Chase. Chase swings, liner right to Hannes Wagner. A great play again by Wagner. This one a diving stop and picked it right off a pebble. So 2 down, McGraw remains at second, and Buck Ewing is nothing for 2. He's grounded out twice. Buck Ewing into the wind, and the 2-0 to Buck Ewing, and this one popped high in the infield. Wagner and Trainer, 2 buckos converging, and this time it's going to be Pie Trainer to take it to retire the side. And so Providence goes down for the 2nd inning in a row, not scoring. Top of the 6th, 5-0 Providence over Arsenal, and Arsenal will send up Dave Fouts, Hannes Wagner, and Pie Trainer. I think it's really cool. So Hannes Wagner was a coach for the Pirates when Pie Trainer was playing, and Joe Gradiola, I've mentioned this before on the channel, said that he would sit in the dugout and listen to this would be later on, of course, after Trainer was, his playing years were over. Trainer was a coach also for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Gradiola said that he would listen to Pie Trainer and Hannes Wagner swap stories, and he said he always kicked himself for, he wished he would have had a tape recorder. He said that the stories these 2 greats told, and, you know, of course, nowadays we do, you know, I mean, we talk about Mike Schmidt and whatever, but, really until Eddie Matthews and a lot of the other players came along, Trainer's still a great third baseman, and in his time considered the greatest third baseman of all time. And Trainer definitely a Hall of Famer, definitely deserves to be in there, no doubt. Imagine Wagner and Trainer just hanging out. My God. All right, Dave Fouts will lead her off here. He struck out back in the 3rd. Mullen into the wind. Fouts swings, base hit into left center. Billy Hamilton gets it on the room service hop, and Fouts is aboard. Base hit number 3. And are you still with us, Robbie Wartburg? as Hannes Wagner, the top of the order for Arsenal. He is bunted out and walked. Dave Fouts has stolen 25. Mullen brings it home to Wagner, the 1-1. Wagner swings, pops this one behind the plate. Buck Ewing should have plenty of room. Flings aside the mask and back on it. Nope, and this one just out of play. Count 1 and 2 on the Flying Dutchman. Here it comes. Wagner swings, fly ball to left. Joe Kelly going back on this one, and in front of the advertising makes the catch for out number 1. Dave Fouts will retreat to first, and that was a great catch by Joe Kelly. One away here for Pie Traynor. Traynor 2 for 2. Mullen has given up 3 hits, 2 of them to Pie Traynor. Mullen deals to him now. The 0-1 delivery. Cut on. This one chopped to short. Elberfeld has it to Dunlap. And to Chase to complete the 6-4-3 double play. Bottom of the 6th, 5-0. Fred Dunlap will lead it off here, followed by Kid Elberfeld and George Mullen. And Dunlap singled and lined to short in this game. Fouts fires it in, the 1-1 to Dunlap. And base hit, center field, Dunlap aboard. As PQ River says, keeping him nailed down. Elberfeld is 1 for 1. He has walked and singled. Fred Dunlap with just 2 steals. Fouts works now the 1-2 delivery. Elberfeld swings, chopped to short. Wagner to Laporte to Pip. We're going to need to time this one a little bit better, Cousin Ken. Trying to figure out the lag. It so varies on YouTube. 2 down for George Mullen, who is 1 for 2. He has a 2 RBI triple in this game. Batting with the bases empty, the 3-1 delivery. Mullen lays off, and Dave Fouts walks his second batter to accompany his 2 strikeouts. Now we'll hang on here. Slide Billy Hamilton coming to the plate, having a great day. This is what Cousin Ken wanted. He is 3 for 3 today. He also has 3 stolen bases and an RBI in the second. So Ken's got to be happy seeing his favorite 19th century player performing spectacularly. Providence now in the double digits in hits with 10. Arsenal with 3. Fouts comes home with it. Sliding Billy swings, base hit, left field. Irish Musial up with it. Mullen rounding second and sent Mullen to third. An 82% chance to be safe, or a safe chance. Wait for Cousin Ken, send him or keep him. Ken is very pleased at how well Billy Hamilton is performing. Send, gotcha. All right, so Irish Musial up with the ball. Mullen rounding third. And you have a 74% chance of Hamilton being safe at second. Do you want to send him? Nope. And the throw, Traynor. Oh, Mullen is out by a mile. So, it's sliding Billy Hamilton with 4 hits in the day. But once again, Providence scoreless, but holding a 5-0 lead as we go to the 7th. Mickey Cochran, Irish Musial, and Wally Pipp. George Mullen working on a 3-hitter here, baseball fans. The wind and the 0-2 delivery to Black Mike. And this one, a routine fly ball to center. Billy Hamilton back on it and makes the catch. 1 down here in the 7th for Irish Musial. Irish Musial, a superb player for the 1920s New York Giants. He grounded to short twice. Mullen brings it to Musial, the 2-0. Cut on, liner, and Elberfeld gloves it for out number 2. Each team committing just one error thus far. Wally Pipp is nothing for 1. Walked and was safe in a throwing error back in the 5th. Walked in the 2nd. Mullen's pitch, the 1-1 to Pipp. Pipp swings, little dribbler to 3rd. McGraw up with it and plenty of time to chase to retire Pipp and Arsenal. Middle of the 7th, 5-0 your score. So for Providence, looking to give its pitching staff some rest, and George Mullen so far delivering. The number 2, 3, and 4 hitters due up now for Providence Liberty Tree. Willie Keeler, Joe Kelly, and John McGraw. McGraw has struck out. He was safe on an error in the 3rd and picked up a stolen base and grounded to short back in the 4th. I'm talking about McGraw, I mean Willie Keeler, I'm sorry. More tired than I thought. The 1-1, chopper to 3rd. Trainer up with it to throw across the diamond, and Pipp has it in his glove. Keeler is out number 1. Here's Joe Kelly. Joe Kelly, RBI back in the 1st. He flied to deep right center his last time up. Dave Fouts with the leg kick and brings it home. The 1-0, curveball, fly ball center field. Dave Fouts backpedals about 10 steps for out number 2. John McGraw is 3 for 3 today. McGraw also with a steal. Fouts brings it home. McGraw first pitch swinging, and Wagner up with it easily. John McGraw, when asked, and this was even during, McGraw asked to make an all-time great team. And of course, Wagner was a shortstop. And McGraw, when you consider who McGraw managed and who he had, some great players and great pitchers, McGraw said that Wagner to him was the greatest. And again, I mean, John McGraw dying in the mid-1930s, 1934, I believe it was, called Wagner the greatest he'd ever seen, and John McGraw knew his baseball. So it just made me think about that as Wagner threw out McGraw. So Robbie doing some stuff on Baseball for Windows. Frank Laporte will lead it off here in the top of the 8th. Time running out for Arsenal to try to spoil things for Providence. Laporte struck out his last time. George Mullen working on that 3-hitter, 3 strikeouts, 2 walks. Mullen with the 2-1. Laporte swings, grounder up the first base line. Prince Howell will take it to the bag himself. 1 up, 1 down for Grover Gilmore. Gilmore has grounded out, or grounded into a double play in the 2nd, struck out in the 5th. George Mullen with the 3-1. Gilmore lays off, and that is the 3rd free pass issued by George Mullen. Look at Grover here. Grover Gilmore with 22 steals in the season, 1 away. That brings up center fielder Dave Fultz, who's grounded out twice. Mullen delivers. The 1-2 pitch, the runner does not go, and a swing and a miss. Called strike 3, and that is the 4th strikeout by George Mullen. 2 down for pitcher Dave Fouts. He's 1 for 2 against Mullen. Singled back in the 6th. Gilmore at first, 2 away. The delivery, the 3-1 pitch, and that's a walk. So Mullen even at walks and strikeouts at 4 apiece. And now here's Hannes Wagner. It is not inconceivable that Wagner could hit a home run. He has 3. And if he does it, that puts Arsenal in striking distance. And cousin Ken Castro putting up the proctologist glove. Pitch aggressive to Wagner. Mullen deals the 1-1 pitch. Cut on. Wagner sends this one to left field. It's got distance. Kelly going back. This one off the wall. Grover Gilmore is going to score, as will Dave Fouts. 2 RBI double by the Flying Dutchman, and it's 5-2. Wagner in scoring position as Pie Traynor steps in. So the real danger in this order are the first 4 hitters on this Arsenal team. And then when you go further down, not so much. We'll just put it that way. But when you're facing Wagner, Traynor, Cochran, and Musial, these are the first 4 hitters. And here's Pie Traynor. Pie Traynor is 2 for 3. Pitch aggressive. That was for Wagner. We'll see what you want to do with Traynor. Wagner at second. 5-2 your ball game. So the shutout broken up now by Wagner. And just straight up pitch. All right. Mullen checks Wagner in second. The 0-1 delivery to Traynor. Traynor swings, hard ground ball to third. McGraw getting a nice bounce on it though, on to Hal Chase. And Traynor is retired, as is the side. But Arsenal picks up 2 runs, 1 hit, no errors, a man left. Bottom of the 8th is Providence 5 and Arsenal 2. Hal Chase, Buck Ewing, and Fred Dunlap to bat here for the Liberty Tree. Dave Faust's line thus far, 2 strikeouts, 2 walks through 7 innings of work. Manager Ken Castro of the Liberty Tree hoping that Mullen can keep it together and give his pitching staff a much-deserved rest. Fultz now into the wind. Chase swinging on the first pitch. Fly ball to center field. Dave Fultz squeezes it for out number 1. Catcher Buck Ewing now strides to the plate, and I just love that pitching. Always love that lane from the pitcher's mound to home plate. Todd B asked a question the other night, and I don't know the answer to it. When they stop doing that with ballparks, but I just like how that looks. And if you look at a lot of images of baseball diamonds, you will see that actually, even in games to this day, that little runway from the mound to home plate. Here is the full count to Ewing. Ewing swinging on that 3-2 pitch, and it's the Dave Fultz show in center field as he brings it away. So score that one F8 and 2 away. For Fred Dunlap, who's having a good day at the dish, he is 2 for 3. 2 singles. Fouts brings it home. Count even on Dunlap. Dunlap cuts on this one. Liner right to Hannes Wagner. Side retired. We go to the 9th. George Mullen looking for a complete game win here. Mickey Cochran, Irish Musial, and Wally Pipp due up. I believe that's what it's called, Ken, and I don't know when they stopped doing it or even why. Because you would think with, maybe there's been a rule in it in baseball with all the, the retro parks like PNC and Comerica, Camden Yards. None of them have, we'll call it the keyhole because it does look like that. You're right. It could be that. I'm not going to pretend to know. Could very well be because it looks like a keyhole. The old skeleton keys, right? And you would think that they would have instituted that into the retro ballparks, but they have not. All right, so Mickey Cochran, nothing for 3. Not a lot of suspense yet here. So Ken says it is called the keyhole. All right. And Cochran swings, grounded deep to short. Kid Oberfeld up with it. The throw chases. And this throw, that's an error on Elberfeld, but luckily, Hal Chase, with his skills, able to keep the ball in front of him to prevent Cochran from advancing. But potential run number 3 aboard for Arsenal here in the top of the 9th. Irish Musial, a dangerous hitter, but he has grounded out twice and lined out. Black Mike has stolen 5. And there we hear the vendors finally getting around to where we are behind home plate. Mullen brings it home. The 1-1 delivery. The runner does not go. Fly ball to left field. Joe Kelly ranging back on this ball. Makes the catch. Cochran retreats. 1 down. And here's Wally Pipp. So through the more dangerous part of this Arsenal order, Wally Pipp, nothing for 2, including a walk. Cochran about 3 steps off first. Mullen with the 1-1 delivery to Pipp. And George Mullen plunks Wally Pipp. So 2 on for Frank Laporte. Frank Laporte has bunted out, struck out, and grounded out. 9th inning, 2 on, 1 out. As Laporte steps in on the right side. Mound visit. All right. And Mullen is strong, according to the mound visit. You know, that's the first time any home manager has used mound visit. So pretty cool. Pitch away. Double play could end it right here. Mullen winds and fires. The 2-0 delivery to Frank Laporte. Cut on. It's not going to be a double play. Fly ball to left. Kelly way back. Making the catch. Cochran will not advance. So 2 down, and it's down to Grover Gilmore to try to keep it alive here for Arsenal here in the 9th. Gilmore nothing for 2, and he walked back in the 8th inning. Here's the wind and the pitch. Gilmore swinging on the first pitch. Routine fly ball to center. Hamilton squeezes it. Ball game over. Providence had him all the way, 5-2. Quick recap. It's been all Providence. So Providence now 4 games above 500 at 75 and 71. Arsenal goes to 69 and 77. George Mullen, excellent day for him. 1 for 2, 2 runs batted in, and the win. John McGraw, 3 for 4, 3 stolen bases. Slide and Billy Hamilton. This has to make Cousin Ken happy. He went 4 for 4 with 3 steals. Thank you, PQ Ripper. He says, good one, Ken, and good call as ever, Beatles. Thank you, my friend. All right, what can we say? Dave Fouts goes to 10 and 17. George Mullen improves to 5 and 8, and giving this pitching staff much needed rest. Fouts went 8 innings, 5 runs, 4 earned, walked 2, struck out 2. George Mullen turning in a fine performance, including a 2 RBI triple. 9 innings pitched, 2 runs, both earned, walked 4, struck out 4. Let's look at miscellaneous and see who gets the honors here. And again, stolen bases, what can you say? It was Sliding Billy Hamilton, actually, and John McGraw. So John McGraw with 3 steals, Sliding Billy with 3 steals. Wagner caught stealing, as was McGraw and Hamilton. Great plays, 2 by Wagner and 1 by Joe Kelly. Irish Musial had an outfield assist. And the MVP of the game, George Mullen. And no worries about a game-winning RBI as Arsenal, I mean, this game was won back in the first, really. Actually, in the second. Okay, let's look at standings. Will switch up by a half game here. We'll see what that does for Providence. The important game, though, coming up for Providence, who is now a half game up on Philadelphia. So Liverpool must beat Philadelphia. So here we go. Let's autoplay these games out. Cleveland a game and a half up on Providence and two up on Philadelphia and Bellingham. We will autoplay. Come on, Fabs. Liverpool getting some love here. We'll leave the Liverpool game till last. Manchester and Butler. Again, any Manchester game is meaningless now as they have clinched. But Butler edges 8-7, so an important game for Butler. Still an outside horse in this one. And this one, wow, we're going to look at this one. This one went 16 innings. Jack Combs gets the win. He goes to 10-21. Jack Feaster takes the loss. 13-8. Al Shear went 3 for 6 with two doubles. Let's look at the box score really quickly. Wow. So crazy, crazy stuff. For Manchester, Chief Wilson, in a losing cause, goes 3 for 4 with a triple. We already mentioned Al Shear. Let's look at pitching, see what happened there. Talk about hitting it hard. Walter Johnson even made an appearance in relief. How about that? So 15 strikeouts by the Manchester staff. Butler struck out 9. So a lot of strikeouts in this game. There was one home run, and that was given up. It was given up by Tim Keefe. We'll see who hit it. If our buddy Hardy Richardson. Um, let's see who hit the home run in this game really quickly. Nope, Jimmy Collins hit it. And we'll look at miscellaneous and see who got the honors in this important game. Jimmy Collins is the MVP. Ginger Beaumont with the game-winning RBI. All right, so that one's done. Next is Bellingham and Carolina. Bellingham still a horse in this race, but Carolina defeats Bellingham 8-7. This one went 10 inning. Frank Kitson gets the win for Carolina. He goes to 13-9. Bob Groom falls to 10-13. At Delahanty, 3 for 6, 2 runs batted in, including a triple. St. Louis and Cleveland. Cleveland shuts out St. Louis 4-0. Ed Rulback gets the win. Hooks Wiltsey gets the loss. And finally, Philadelphia and Liverpool. And Philadelphia clobbers Liverpool 10-4. Mathewson gets the win, goes to 21-15, and Claude Hendricks takes the loss. He goes to 7-7. Eddie Collins 2 for 3, including a home run and 2 runs batted in. Let's look at the standings. At the end of the day here on 17 September. 4 games to go in the season. And here's how it shakes out. So, again, Manchester clinching. Cleveland is 2 up on Philadelphia and Providence, and 3 games up on Bellingham and Butler. Not quite over yet. 4 games to go, and we will see we'll see these same teams tonight, and then we'll have a rest day on the schedule, and then it will be Butler at Liverpool, Providence at Manchester. Oh yeah, we'll be doing that game. Carolina at Arsenal, St. Louis and Bellingham, and Cleveland at Philadelphia. So we have 2 big-time matchups that will be coming up on 20 September, and that's when we're getting down this season over on 22 September. So you gotta love this, Cousin Ken. You gotta love it. So tomorrow, or the next time we play, will not be tomorrow. There will be no baseball. I'm sorry to say, lads, there will be no baseball tomorrow night, nor will there be let me see. Thursday night there will be. There will definitely be baseball. I'm done 2:30 in the afternoon on Thursday, so there will be baseball on Thursday. Nothing tomorrow night because tomorrow night or tomorrow I work till 6:30, but then I'm in at 7 a.m. the following day on Thursday. So there will be baseball Thursday, nothing tomorrow. I don't want to even autoplay these, but two big matchups. Providence will face Manchester in its final three games, and Cleveland and Philadelphia in their final three. You couldn't have scripted this better. Yep, Arsenal pitchers for the next game. You definitely can do that. Let's bring up Arsenal, and you can look at. Oh my goodness. Let me see. We'll actually have to start a game and stop it, so you can see, which is not a problem. But I can't believe how this season is going to end. This is crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. So when we do play the Arsenal game, that will be the last time. In fact, the only teams that we're going to see now at the end of this are going to be Providence, Manchester, Cleveland, and Philadelphia. So for the other managers and the other teams, hope you had a lot of fun as they're pretty much done because I really think Bellingham and Butler are kind of out of it, but because we have these marquee matchups. All right, so we're going to go to play, and then we'll just stop it before it actually goes. So Providence and Arsenal, and Providence is the home team. Let's play it, and then we'll just end it. And you are going to face Stan Kovaleski in the next game. So that will be Thursday. So something to think about, facing a Hall of Famer this time. And we'll go ahead and load the lineup here for Providence. And there's Billy Hamilton. I'm just throwing in any old pitcher because, again, I'm not going to let this game play out.
Play ball.
All right. That's it. So I'm going to have one more smoke and we can talk for a few minutes. I think it's just you and me and PQ River. We do have 6 in the chat, but I know Robbie's busy and we have some other folks. Oh my God, that's true. Well, Ken, considering you're playing Manchester, I'm as commissioner, since John DFW has not been around, we named him commissioner. I'm going to bend the rules because I mean, Manchester's not going to, they've already clinched. So for your final games, and I'm going to do the same because Midlife Crisis has not been around, I'm going to switch the rules around. So Providence and Philadelphia, or well, Philadelphia can manage, or Cleveland, I'm sorry. So here's going to be the deal. Here's the deal. Here's the deal. Unless Midlife Crisis shows up, but Providence will get to manage against Manchester because Manchester has clinched, so it doesn't matter at this point. So it's not your last time managing. Yeah, and Philly and Cleveland a 3-game set. Depending upon the manager that shows up, whoever comes into this chat first gets to manage in the Philadelphia Cleveland series. And we haven't seen Midlife Crisis in a while. Yeah, absolutely. Well, yeah, Cousin Ken. I'm not going to have Manchester, you know, it doesn't make any sense since they've already clinched it. So, yep. So you got 4 more games to manage. And depending upon who comes in, whether it's Todd B or Midlife Crisis, yeah, there probably will be a 1-game playoff. So you're definitely in it, you in Philadelphia. You couldn't have scripted this better, Cousin Ken. You couldn't have scripted this better. These tough teams just coming down to the wire. Um, wow. And everybody else just playing out their schedule, really. For Bellingham and Butler, I mean, they're outside horses in this game. Got to give them credit. Pretty good season for them, but Providence coming on strong, um, holding down third place with Philadelphia. So strap up. Now the only thing is, that Philadelphia does play Liverpool, but you play Arsenal, so you guys are playing weaker teams, as is Cleveland. So, but Butler has to face Manchester. So things are looking pretty good for you guys. Robbie starting on another project. All right. Robbie, if you're going to stream a game, you have plenty of time. It's 11:46 your time. I can jump off, buddy. I've got to hit the hay here real soon anyhow. So I'm just going to smoke one more and that's it. Yeah, another project. That's what I'm thinking. Robbie's having fun. Robbie, if I were you, at some point you should just take a couple evenings and do what I did and just bring in at least all the 20th century seasons in Baseball for Windows. Then you'll be able to pretty much do anything you want, and you'll never ever have to use the encyclopedia again, except for using it as the encyclopedia. And fun is definitely key. And Robbie does have a finished project under his belt, the Ned McGreevy League. So a league based off of Aussie rules, except it's baseball. And Robbie's showing his sports fanmanship because, Aussie rules football is fun to watch, but I have no idea how the two are related. But hey, go for it, Robbie. It must be some sort of tournament style or something. I have no idea. Robbie's like an alchemist over there. Some sort of alchemist back in the Lone Star State. So, but I'm going to look at our next little project coming up. The other thing that we may do on Thursday, by the way, is have a look at the Negro League set that's just been released by Dave Cook for Action PC Baseball. So we will have a look at that. All right, so we pared down the teams in this one. We're down to 12 teams now. And they are the 1885 Chicago White Sox, the 1884 Providence Grays, the 1894 Baltimore Orioles, 1912 Boston Red Sox, 1911 Philadelphia Athletics, 1907 Detroit Tigers. And I didn't even realize. Oh no, there was one American League team. Okay. And the 1909 Pittsburgh Pirates, 1907 Chicago Cubs, 1904 New York Giants, 1919 Cincinnati Reds, 1914 Boston Braves, and 1908 Cleveland Naps. That is going to be a hell of a. This is going to be a hell of a tournament. That's going to be a great one. The real dangerous teams get a bye in the first round. So Robbie says took the teams from the Aussie Rules Football League and going to make them have baseball players from baseball history. Ah, okay. So yeah, I purchased it last night, Pib. That should be out. And good evening to you, buenos dias, paisan. I think that's out like it's either today, March 1st, or tomorrow, March 2nd. Really looking forward to it. Really, really looking forward to that. That's going to be fun. March 2nd. Okay, so cool. So it'll be out Thursday. No, yeah, Thursday. Cool. I'll get to play with it in the afternoon when I get home from work. Can't wait. Can't wait to see it. And it'll be a nice comparison for Steve Tate to see how he did. An integrated 1930s 40s league would be neat. Absolutely. Hey, Ken Castro asking Robbie, didn't you have a draft league with Baseball for Windows that was in Discord? Is that still going? I was looking back on some of Robbie's videos, just watching a couple here and there, and he had something going from like the 1940s, and that kind of went away. And he's fun. He says he needs to get back to that one too. So there you go, man. Robbie Wartburg doing it up here, doing it up, doing it up. All right, gents. And yeah, in the Pacific Coast League, I know it's funny. And remember, the 1908 replay from Robbie Wartburg is entering its fourth year, so that's fun. We'll be expecting that. If, yeah, he started 1908 back in 2019. So through a pandemic, Europe's largest land war. Um, yep, he has 1920, 1914 Federal League, 1946 Pacific Coast League. He has some other thing going on. He has something going on in PC Replay Baseball. He finished Diamond Mine, so that was a good one. So, yeah, Robbie just rocking along. He's trying to do the Ned McGreevy League in baseball for Windows. And a Federal League game is. Oh, if it's going to happen tonight, then I'm going to cut out so that we don't keep Robbie up too late. So, nothing like focused OCD, says PQ River. Love it, love it, love it. Yeah, well, Robbie's having fun. And be nice to just Robbie. You hold the record, I think, for the most projects started. Got to give you that, buddy. Quality starts. Yeah, I think he does. And for a while, he was playing Appa Go. He also plays Out of the Park Go, and a lot of Minecraft, by the way. Minecraft is stealing Robbie's time. Robbie Wartburg, you Minecrafter, you. We're having fun with you, buddy. As long as you're having fun, it's all good. As long as you're having fun. I just think the funniest thing to me is that you're 4 years into the 1908 replay. So, because Robbie swore when he started he was going to play every game. Robbie's the one who introduced me to Apago, and I almost bit till I realized. Yeah, providing great service. I was going to bite on that till I realized it wasn't anywhere near baseball for Windows. So he's going to move the Pacific Coast League to baseball for Windows and have a file for it, but he doesn't know what to do because it's not a BCK or BKP file. I have no idea. That's a lot going on. As Pib99 says, he's just trying to get through one project himself. If it wasn't for this community, I wouldn't have any like long projects. So this playoff, 19th century deadball playoff thing, is going to keep me going because the other two big ones I want to do haven't. I'm not able to start on them yet. So. Yeah, some things do work as a project. One that I left unfinished was trying to do for Cousin Ken, I believe last year, was the 1895 Cleveland Spiders. But I made the mistake of starting out in Diamond Mine, and there's just no interest in the community to watch Diamond Mine baseball being broadcast. So that one is still sitting somewhere. And that one probably won't get done. If I ever would resurrect it, it's going to probably be either an out of the park baseball or on Action PC. Robbie, why don't you just keep the Pacific Coast League and why not just keep it in Diamond Mine and play it out that way? I'm just curious, why not? Because you're moving it from one great baseball engine to another. I'm just kind of curious about that. Ken Castro says he can't finish his 1965 Phillies or second 1884 replay. Yeah, we all have. Come on, we have projects like that. I mean, I have short-term ones that aren't finished yet. We still haven't finished the 1909 World Series or the 1921 World Series. So those are my two outstanding projects right now. 1949 technically on Baseball for Windows, but that was really just something again that I kind of threw together the stream games and realized that not a lot of folks are interested in the 1949 season, and it was a great one. There's not a lot of interest in 1940s baseball period, which is kind of a shame. But this 1940s are some good baseball in that decade. Oh, you accidentally broke it in Diamond Mind. You accidentally clicked delete database when you meant to click change active database. Oops. PQ River says 1911 thing is going after a weird start. 1911's a man. That's Philadelphia A's in 1911. Wow. As long as you're having fun, guys, it's all good. I just don't know how Robbie keeps track of all these projects. So more power to you, dude. More power to you. Got about 5 minutes, and then we'll send it over to Robert Wartburg here. We'll send it over in 3 minutes. PQ still in the preseason. Oh, okay. We're gonna make some book here. You say 1912 Red Sox wins the tournament. You know who I'm rooting for, obviously. So I'm rooting for the 1909 Pirates, and we won't see them right away. We won't see them in the first round. We will see. Let's see who's Boston face. Man, so the 1912 Red Sox have to get by the 1911 Philadelphia A's in the first round. That's going to be tough. If they can do it, yeah, they definitely stand a chance. The winner of that one will play the Providence Grays. So you're going to be rooting against your own team, maybe. Yeah, that 1912 Red Sox team is nasty. Nasty, nasty, nasty. The Tigers will be facing the 1894 Baltimore Orioles. I love the Baltimore Orioles for their pitching. Is just no, it's just not there. I think Baltimore is going to get whacked in the first round. Ken says in his billions of dead ball games, the 1912 Red Sox and 1919 Reds consistently play above the rest. We'll see how that's going to work out. And waiting in round two are the four really powerful teams here. The 1907 Cubs, 1909 Pirates, 1884 Providence Grays, and the 1885 Chicago White Stockings. Here comes the greatest teams tournament final four, best of seven, game two. 1967 Cardinals defeat the 1907 Giants 3-2 to even series at 1-1. The Cardinals got 2 runs off Joe McGinnity in the bottom of the ninth to tie and won it in the 12th. Ow. All right, but series even. Rooting for both the dead ball teams in that one. So Diamond Mine Baseball is really cool for me to play when I'm talking to my girlfriend on the phone because it makes no sound. It's kind of fun. So, but I haven't touched Diamond Mine in a while. I feel like I need to do it, but when I play baseball, I'd rather do it on here than offline. So, I wish you could do tournaments in baseball for Windows, but you really can't. I mean, not really, really. You can do it, but it's a lot of manual work, and I just don't want to mess with it. Enough work on this one and out of the park. Out of the park baseball coming out. We're about 3 weeks away from out of the park 24, roughly. So really stoked for that. Digital Diamond Baseball integrating Status Pro Baseball coming out probably around April. Looking forward to that as well. So lots of baseball coming down the pipe. Ken, are you still playing at all with Diamond Mind, or have you? Do you still like the game? I guess because I know you're super hardcore cards and dice, and I know Action PC had love from you for about 2 weeks, and that was all. I'm just curious. 'Tis the season, PQ River. Yeah, I don't know what those that or oh the org file. So what the an org file is in Baseball for Windows, Robbie, that's a commissioner file. That's what that is. So it's kind of that's what that is. That's what commissioners have when they're running a league. And so Ken Castro's still with the cards and dice. He's saying that his love for Diamond Mind has waned a bit. Oh, that's cool. Totally get you there, brother. And there's nothing wrong with being hardcore cards and dice. I mean, I'm a hardcore digital guy. Mainly, well, one of the reasons is because I'd like to have somebody play against. I miss that sort of fellowship. But the other is just because of the types of baseball I like to do, mixing things up like that. It's just much easier to do digitally. But I do have a cards and dice baseball game that I've never played. I got it on Jester's recommendation, and it's a great game, but I've never played it yet. Never, ever, ever. So I hope to once I get my own place, because my cats will bat the dice around like crazy. So that'll have to wait. I'm looking at it sitting with all my other sort of dungeon crawler type games and stuff. So. All right, guys. I said we'd end it, and it is time to end it. So I want to. Robbie Wartburg says he's going to be playing baseball for Windows tonight. Ken, I'll finish it up with him. He says he's got a mini project, 4 teams from the 20s. Might add 2 more just for fun. And yeah, actually, how about for shits and giggles, man? There we go. My thanks always to Cousin Ken Castro, to PQ River, to Robbie Wartburg. Um, Really, we didn't have a lot of folk in the chat tonight, but very active. Another superb game managed by Cousin Ken Castro, and I believe Providence is no, not on a winning streak now because they had lost. Okay, against Arsenal. Aaron Reed was in for a little while tonight. D. Scott Howard was with us, and that's it. That's it. But it's been fun, guys. Robbie Wartburg promising a game. So it's coming up. Aaron Reed. Oh, there he is. Next old time baseball game he's going to do is going to be a rematch of the 1968 World Series. Oh, yeah, baby. There's a great World Series there, 1968. I'm glad you're liking old time baseball, Aaron. Glad you like it. And we will get together on the other game. And if that works out for you, then we can figure out baseball for Windows. But we've got to make sure that you're comfortable navigating Windows software. Is your girlfriend? Yeah, good, good, good. All right. I'll see everybody Thursday night. Again, no baseball tomorrow. All right. Thanks, guys. And see you around the batting cage. Up next, Robbie Wartburg doing baseball for Windows.